Hi, Aries rising sign. Here is your weekly forecast starting on the 9th of February until the 15th of February. So, hopefully, you have listened to the general forecast because I've given plenty of direction how these energies are playing out. But now I'm going to be giving you some ideas how those energies might be playing out in your life. Please don't forget to join my community if you would like to study more with me depending on the level that you choose, but you can access 250 courses and webinars altogether at your disposal. You can watch them at any time. So we have got Mercury conjunction Pallas Athene. The Mercury will be making a conjunction to North Node. Now, this is happening in your 12th house. And that's the realm of the unconscious, the secrets, the spiritual retreat. So I think this could indicate that you recognize a repetitive, self-sabotaging kind of like mental loop that has been running in the background for years. And maybe this is going to be helping you to come up with a strategy and choose a different direction. Maybe you are going to be experiencing very vivid but highly strategic dreams. And you can get solutions through dreams to a problem you haven't been able to solve with logic for a very long time. Or potentially you are having a reading with someone and then they are actually giving you the answer that you need. Well, if that's the case, I've got 50% discount right now on my reading. So go ahead and book one. Or you are contacted by someone from your past or kind of like behind the scenes figure with a karmic piece of information, and that could give you the solution to something. Or you can have this sudden vision for a project. It's striking you while you are in solitude or meditation, and this might be awakening you on the path that you want to be on. And it looks like it has to be something spiritual, actually. And I can also imagine that you realize that doing less is actually the most strategic move you can make right now. Often we are trying super hard, but sometimes just stepping away from an exercise, a routine, a problem to solve, and then all of a sudden the solution just comes to us. So that's one of our aspect configurations that is taking place this week. The next one is Sun in your 11th house, sextile Chiron in your first house. And the archetype here would be about the healing of the path. So this is about kind of like leading the pack. Let's use our status, for example, in a professional group to advocate for a project that feels actually deeply personal to you or to your identity. Or you are ready to share a personal struggle of yours or a failure of yours on a public platform, and that could be giving you a stronger status. Or maybe the friends become the medicine. Sometimes the friend's objective advice help you realize that a physical insecurity is actually sometimes a unique trademark. Or I can imagine that you are ready to step up to lead a community effort, proving to yourself that your wounds don't disqualify you from power. So this could be even a representation of stepping into leadership positions. Or maybe you find those friends, a social circle that celebrates something within you that you used to hide or you used to hate and you used to reject. Because Chiron is about rejection, something potentially in the first house that we don't like about ourselves. Now we've got the Mars and Vesta conjunction happening in the sign of Aquarius as well, exactly on the day when Saturn enters Aries. So that's going to be, of course, Saturn is going to be in your first house. Let me even just go one day forward, a couple of days forward. And Mars Vesta conjunction is happening in your 11th house. So I can imagine you getting like becoming brave to commit to a project, building a social media channel, This is giving you the courage to step into a new disciplined version of yourself. Or you dedicate your energy to mastering a specific technology, for example, so that you can launch your personal brand. Or you start burning away social circles that don't support your new life direction. Or I can imagine that you are ready to start a long-term fitness or health regime, kind of like dedicating to your body. Of course, Mars is the ruler of your first house. And you might be doing this with a friend of yours. Let's say that you decide with your friend that we are going to run a marathon, for example. Or I can imagine that you are tasked with building the structure of a certain type of project, nonprofit organization, a social movement, or simply you feel very motivated to achieve your long-term goals. So that's the longevity in vision type of archetype altogether. So you can realize a long-term dream of yours, and you are going to be spending the next 2.5 years to make it happen. Just roll up the sleeves, don't rush forward, but make sure that you focus on this task. Or it's all about learning to be part of a team without losing your newfound personal autonomy. Next up is Jupiter in Cancer opposing Juno in Capricorn. So that's going to be your fourth and 10th house. And this is a bit of a family and career split. I mean, the Jupiter wants to expand your home and spend more time with the family, but we have got these professional commitments, which might be demanding your absolute best. So we can be split here on what to do. Or I can imagine that you have got the opportunity to grow your family's wealth, and it might require you to sign this long-term business contractual agreement. Or you might even find yourself managing your private life like a corporation, and someone might be pointing this out to you. Because Jupiter would like you to bring more warmth back into your roots as well, more warmth back in your family. Or I can imagine that there is these professional partnerships that might be pulling you away from that deep emotional calling, or just the fact that you want to, let's say, have a child and you want to be spending more time together with them. Or I can imagine that your public reputation is very tied to your like inner sanctuary, to your private stability, and it can feel like that I have to balance this out. Next up is we have got three asteroids. Arachne enters the sign of Capricorn, and like I said in the general video, she's going to be here for almost the entire year. And the 10th house is career and reputation. So you might be spending the next 1 year kind of like mapping out the hierarchy of your industry to find the most efficient path to the top, building up the career ladder, climbing the career ladder to be precise. Or this is about mastering the brand. It's about ensuring that you reach the desired professional image, ensuring every detail reflects your competence. Or I can imagine that you have to be making a decision in your field and kind of strategically weave connections with others so that your business can go further. Or you can gain reputation as well with this. You can meet people who truly understands your ambition and the legacy system that you are working on. Or maybe you sit down and then you start drafting kind of like a 5-year plan, for example. And you do that with a lot of precision. And then we've got Amor entering the sign of Pisces and Lilith asteroid entering the sign of Aries. Well, Amor is entering your 12th house. So I can imagine that you are about to find a sense of peace in solitude, or you're doing spiritual practices, or you might even feel this urge to help someone without seeking any recognition. Or maybe vivid dreams provides that message of forgiveness for a past version of yourself. Or I can imagine that you fall in love, maybe with a creative vision, maybe with a person. Or maybe you are ready to dissolve those long-standing hidden anxieties connected to your love life, and you are ready to move on. You are ready to forgive the person. And with asteroid Lilith, I think it's time for you to stop asking for permission to exist. And I think you have to be starting to act on your truest, wildest impulses. I think you can change your appearance, but in a very bold way, kind of like becoming provocative, especially if you feel like that it's the pure you. I can imagine that you might end up walking away from situations where you felt managed and controlled, or you're gonna say exactly what you think, not necessarily thinking of the consequences, because it's not necessarily about maintaining the nice image. And or you can be leading by example, showing others that being difficult is sometimes actually a virtue. So, kind of like giving a bit of a summary for you, I think there is an identity shift happening. I think you begin the week with a dream or a spiritual download, and then by the 13th, you are ready to get disciplined. You are starting building up a new brand image. You becoming your own authority. I think you need to stop looking for permission. Your sacred mission right now is to be part of a group or to go after your vision, a vision that reflects your new and tougher self. So good luck, Aries rising sign, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye.